When you hear the word superhero, you probably think of one of the classic Marvel characters that are pumping content through your screen. You're going to think of Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, Thor, and so many others from the massive Marvel Cinematic Universe. And yet, when it's time to read their comic book counterparts, it's hard to put superhero next to it, or even the word hero. And because of this, sales for Marvel comics are basically at an all-time low. And yet, when someone like me, who has never read My Hero Academia before, reads the very first chapter, I immediately feel like this is a Marvel book. This book can save the superhero genre and lead the way by example of what American comic books should be and also what they used to be. So today we're going to answer the question, can My Hero Academia save Marvel Comics? Welcome to Draw and Talk. My name is Tyler and I'm an award-winning cartoonist and artist who is currently working on his own series, The Girl with the Mega Fist, which is what we will be drawing today during this video. Okay, here we go. When you think of the word superhero, you think of someone with amazing abilities that are impossible to have in the real world. No one can turn themselves into a green monster and no one can change their genetic makeup to give themselves spider-like powers. So when we read these stories, we're essentially wanting some form of escapism from the real world. But if we break this word down to just hero, what do you think of? You probably think of someone who inspires you to be better and someone to look up to. You probably think of someone who is going to be selfless and lend a helping hand whenever they can. You probably think of someone who is respectful of others and is always out to do good. So when you read Marvel Comics, tell me, do these panels exude heroism or escapism from the real world? And an X-Men team member who murders a conservative man because he sold plastic straws that could harm the environment? American Chavez greeting her friend by saying, "Holy menstruation!" Or even Elektra Daredevil in the middle of a battle getting lectured on the use of words to those who identify as transgender. None of this feels heroic, all of it feels like pandering, and none of it is escapism. In fact, when I read panels like that, I want to escape from reading that comic. What's crazy is that Marvel used to tell stories of heroic people, using their powers for good and setting the example for readers, while also giving them a chance to escape in a world where they didn't get pandered to. It was this Marvel world that inspired manga creator Kohei Horikoshi to create My Hero Academia. I think I got the first name wrong. In the very first chapter, as Horikoshi discusses the superheroes' power system of the world, aka quirks, you can see in a panel of silhouettes of classic superheroes like Spider-Man, Superman, and Ultraman. When asked by comicbook.com whether Western comics inspired him since MHA is a love letter to superheroes, he responded, "Yeah, I literally have a Japanese translated version of a US superhero title in my left hand and I'm drawing with my right." In the same interview, he mentioned being a fan of Dan Slott and Ryan Stegman's Superior Spider-Man. My Hero Academia is a manga series written and illustrated by Horikoshi. It was serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump. The story follows Izuku Midori, we just go by Deku, a boy born without superpowers in a world where they are the norm, but who still dreams of becoming a hero himself. He is eventually scouted by the world's greatest hero, All Might, who shares his quirk with Deku after recognizing his potential and later helps him to enroll in a prestigious high school for heroes in training. The story follows Deku as he trains and learns to become a hero, making friends and facing challenges along the way. Now, My Hero Academia has all of the ingredients for a great superhero story. It has a character that you can root for, it inspires you to be better, while also having a fully fledged world that feels alive. As well, heroes in My Hero Academia are inspiring to readers because they demonstrate the value of hard work and perseverance. Many of the characters, including the main protagonist, Deku, had to work extremely hard to overcome numerous challenges in order to become heroes. They did not let their limitations hold them back, but instead used them as motivations to keep striving for their goals. The main character, Deku, isn't born with a quirk. However, he runs into danger to help someone in need, that someone being his biggest bully and rival in the series. At great personal danger to himself, he eventually saves the day, and because of this act of bravery, All Might bestows upon him his quirk, One for All, giving Deku powers and abilities. Now, it's not as simple as getting the ability, though. Before Deku can enroll in school or even be given the power, he has to train his body to be able to take it on. This showcases to readers that even if we really want something, we have to work for it. And even All Might reminds Deku that even though he has been given the power, He worked his tail off for it, and he rightfully earned it. Another reason why this series is inspiring is that the heroes in the series are depicted as being selfless and dedicated to protecting others, even at great personal cost, as we saw with Deku in the first chapter. They are willing to put their own lives on the line in order to save others, and they do so with a sense of compassion and concern for the well-being of others. And then finally, the heroes in My Hero Academia are inspiring because they represent the idea that anyone can be a hero regardless of their circumstances. Many of the characters come from disadvantaged or difficult backgrounds, but they are still able to rise to the challenge and become heroes, inspiring readers to believe that they too can achieve great things if they set their minds to it. Now, I've currently only read the first volume of My Hero Academia, but I can honestly say that those who are big fans of the superhero genre but feel like they have been lacking in the Western comics front should pick this book up. Is this a series that I'm going to keep reading? We'll have to see. But right now, as I read this, as I'm talking to you right now, I definitely get a sense of heroism from the main character Deku, and I love the relationship that he has with All Might, this charismatic superhero with a secret, as well as the relationship he has with his classmates who are also heroes in training. This book feels like if you could see Spider-Man and like go through his entire training arc. That's what this feels like currently, at least in volume 1. Now, this book is very shonen styled, which means it's geared towards teenage boys, but even then, I'm really enjoying reading this book. So, can My Hero Academia save Marvel Comics? I don't know. I believe that when Marvel Comics ultimately decides to bring back the fun in their books, remembers who their original target audience was, and the importance of telling heroic stories to escape in, while giving youth role models to look up to, I think that is when Marvel Comics will save itself. But in the meantime, My Hero Academia is going to be saving comic book readers' habit of reading superhero comics. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Thank you so much to my patrons who make it possible for me to make these videos and my own comics and manga. In fact, the page that you saw me draw is from Volume 3 of my series, The Girl with the Mega Fist. Check it out, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and we're going to be launching Volume 3 on Kickstarter starting February 2023. Link in the description for you to sign up. You can get all 3 volumes during this campaign. You can also get them on my website. Thank you guys so much. You have a great day. Peace.